Give everybody another minute and we will get started. Karam, you did a great job on your lightning talk.
Yeah, I tried my best. Thank you. Do we get a participating certificate for this?
Do we get what?
Participating certificate.
A password?
Participation certificate.
I still can't understand you.
Let's type it.
I got to find the doc. Where is the doc?
Added that in the chat.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. For CDF, you mean? For the cdCon?
Yeah, cdCon.
You get you mean toward your badge?
Yeah, something like that.
You get I'm sorry. My headphones are all messed up because I've got it apparently shut in the door in one of my drawers. You get what do we call them? You get ambassador credits for doing the talk. Yes. So
ambassador credits from CDF or like for Ortelius?
I have to no, for Ortelius. I have to look to see where you are on the spreadsheet. So I think you have mostly done stuff that's in your
in the bronze.
Yeah, so it'll get you closer to your legend status.
Good. Don't we get anything badge or certificate from the CDF site?
I don't know. You know, the CNCF issues badges for doing talks, but I don't know I don't think the CDF has ever done it. I haven't got one in the past, but you know what? I'll bring it up. I'll bring it up at the next meeting because the CNCF always has issues at. It's not a CNC. I think it might be a CNCF badge, or maybe it's a Linux Foundation badge. But that would be nice if we got badges for doing it, right?
Because I remember I saw it on Terry's profile, Terry Cox, if I'm right.
Yeah. Did Terry get a badge?
No, I had seen it on his profile.
On his profile.
Not right now.
Yeah, so I have one like I'll show you. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, cdCon 2020 speaker from the Linux Foundation.
So if you look at my profile, I don't know where they go.
Mr. Wharton in the house.
Karam, my friend.
Sasha's here. Sasha and Karam on the same call. It's been a while.
You know, this job I have.
So see, I got, oh yeah, look at I did. Oh, that was for being on the program committee. But, oh, I got a speaker badge. I got a speaker badge last year, so you probably will get a badge.
Okay.
And see, I got a speaker badge for doing the open source summit.
Cool.
So the CD Foundation the Linux Foundation is where I got it from. But that's the CNCF logo, which is, maybe it's not. Maybe that's the Linux Foundation logo. So yeah, yes, so we should be getting these speaker badges, and I'll bring it up.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, and let me get the doc going.
It's only us 5. No, it's only 5 of us. We're in hard lockdown. Just putting it
you are?
Yeah.
Why?
The virus has gone bananas in Johannesburg.
Is it the Delta virus that they're calling here?
Yeah.
It
Delta
is?
virus.
Oh, that's scary. God, it took
Yeah, it's
India
hectic.
out.
Yeah, my wife's uncle passed away.
Really?
Yeah, it's hectic.
Aditi's grandmother passed away from it.
Yeah, and he had the vaccination, but obviously it takes a little while for it to kick in, you know.
When did he have the vaccination?
One of the
Wait, what were the weekend? He was vaccinated
2 weeks before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hectic, yeah. Yeah, so bad. We're in strict lockdown because Johannesburg is on like it's bad. It's worse than the first wave and the second wave put together.
Have you guys gotten your vaccines yet?
No, because I'm apparently young, too young yet. I haven't reached my age group, which is 42.
Yeah, I know it took a while to get to it. We did all of our seniors first as well. I got lucky though, because Steve, being a fire chief, got vaccinated early, and one of the nurses that works on that's on his team knew when there were openings because people didn't show up, and man, I couldn't get out of my chair fast enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And they got called. I was like, I'm there. Just
Yeah,
wait.
I can't wait to go.
I could not wait. Oh, Sasha, I'm so sorry. It's so tragic to hear that people have just gotten vaccinated and they're trying to, we are still not out of it. It's so scary. It's been so long.
Exactly.
Well, everybody please stay safe. We have to get through this.
Yeah.
This is getting over the top here. It's like it never is going to end.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. We are at January 29th. Good God. Steve is not here. We haven't heard from Christopher, and Siddharth has some family things going on as well. So here is I'm going to put this in the, if you could go ahead and sign in. For those of you who have not signed in yet, go ahead. And if you can't edit the doc, please let me know, because it means something is wrong with your ID. And we do have some new people on here. So, and hi, Atul. Haven't spoken to you for a while either. So let's just get down to the beeswax of it all. Let me take notes and talk at the same time. Okay. So this is the general community meeting, which means that we just kind of briefly go over the things that are happening. On the coding front, Steve has got, I think he's created more issues out there. He's really trying to finish the work around the service catalog and any integrations that we need to do around that. I do not know, I don't have a full update for you, and he's on another call. So we'll hope that he signs up here in a minute and can give everybody an update of where he's at, because that's probably the most important thing. Is we do want to get a release out as a team. We have never done a release yet, so getting a release out by the end of like early fall timeframe is what we're shooting for, so it can be ready for announcements at cubecon, and that's probably the biggest place that we want to do that announcement. Is that Steve?
Yeah, I'm here.
It is. Well, I'm just now talking about the service catalog updates, and so why don't you take it from there?
Okay, so on that front, we are in the process of pulling together the front end with the back end. So that's where we started. We do have a couple needs. So if anybody's interested in some programming, it's not going to be a huge lift, but it will be a couple hours to help pull together some of the microservices on the backend side. Sergio put together what's called a pie breaker for like a database connection piece, and we need to integrate that into our existing services. So that's kind of where we're at. If somebody's interested in a Golang, we have some Golang programming as well. So it's really at the point of pulling the pieces together and cleaning everything up to get it kind of plumb together and start testing on that process.
When do you think the testing will get started?
I'm guessing a couple weeks out.
Okay.
When you say if you'd like to do some programming, does it mean you can kind of be not the greatest programmer, but still give it a bash?
Yep. It's just it's literally some Python Flask stuff that you did before. So it's the microservices side. So we're not I'm not throwing it into the monolith. That would just be cruel to throw you into the monolith part of the coding. I know, I can't remember who it was going to take a look at some of the JavaScript. Even that's pretty hairy. But the microservices are where we need to just tidy those up and get that so we can plumb the back end and the front end. That's really where we're at that level. So it's just like, our microservices are really nice. They're, I think, like 100 lines long. When we add in the pie breaker, we may go a little bit to like 200 line Python Flask programs, but they're pretty small. On the monolith side, the Java class that interacts with the database, that one's 35,000 lines long. So it's a big shift in how the architecture is pulling together.
35,000 lines.
Yeah, and that's just one class. And then we have
35,000 lines.
Yeah, it's huge. So that's the beauty of the microservices, to be able to break these apart, let people work on them in an isolated world. They really can test them out, get everything working, and then we can just literally bring them in and do all the plumbing and to hook them together. So that's when we're at, looking for some programmers. Like I said, not a lot of time.
So students,
putting my hand up.
Great, and students like a tool and Navicom, this would be a good place for you to start too. And on any of this stuff, as Sasha has discovered, it's really easy to reach out to Steve when you get into trouble. So I want everybody to take that as a good lesson. That's the whole point of this. So go ahead and go for it. And then if you get into trouble, Steve's always there, right?
Yeah, I'm always here, but also there's backups like Owen and
there's
Simon and Sergio. So there's other people that can help untangle what you create.
I just want to say, guys, because of it, I've improved greatly.
Well, that's the whole point. That is exactly how you learn. There's no other way to do it. You have to be willing to make mistakes and ask for help.
Exactly.
And this is and what we're doing is real world programming versus doing a school assignment or something like that, where it's kind of, they've set the boundaries so you can't really get too messed up. Here we'll let you really mess up and we can undo it, because that's the real world. When you get a Git repo that's just being a pain, you get these bizarre merge problems and things like that. That's the real world that we run into. How do
you think Steve and I met?
I fix her code all the time.
Oh, that's so cool. I want to see that card. Oh,
I was like, oh, go ask Steve. Go ask the big giant head.
Yeah, there's
How did you ask Tracy? Like, get merge at night.
Oh wait,
no, what it is in programs that Tracy is working on, there'll be comments saying like, Steve fixed this for me. Go ask Steve on how this works.
I'm gonna do that in my comments now.
That's actually true. I would put Taylor's code on there in my comments.
So I've been doing this so long, it's not a problem for me to help you folks out.
Yeah, this is what you're here for. So take advantage of it, really and truly. We're being serious about it.
And on the flip side, it's going to be, the stuff that we need to kind of tidy up and wrap up. It may seem like little trivial things, but when you spread it out over, we're going to have probably about a dozen microservices for the service catalog. Making one change all the way across is going to be, there's things like that we just need to divide and conquer.
Okay, on the less fun side of the business, we're going to be putting together a governance board, as we spoke about earlier. There is a document that we have started. I'm going to share it with everybody. Please make sure you can get to this. We need to read through it, and probably sometime late in July, probably a month from now, we are going to have to do some voting and determine how we want to govern the governance board to act. And like I have said before, many of you who are on this call probably will be the ones being in the governance board. So take it, take it serious, really read through it, particularly Sasha, Karam. Those of you who have been around for a while, we really want your feedback. So make sure you can get to that so you can make comments on it.
Is this to help disseminate tasks between people to make it, take a load of you and Steve?
I don't know. I can't hear you. I can't. Why?
You're breaking up, Sasha.
Oh, good.
Am I breaking up?
We're having a rainstorm for a change, and I think that because everybody's been breaking up on me. That's why I couldn't hear Karam earlier.
The weather's terrible here. Can you hear me now, right?
Yes.
Is the governance board is it set up to help sort of spread the load? Is that the idea too?
So the governance board can first of all, we're not even close to being a graduated project in the CDF. However, you have to have a governance board to be a graduated project. And then a governance board can do some other things too. A governance board can decide, let's say we want to elect or decide somebody's going to be a release manager. Somebody's going to be a product owner. Somebody's going to be a security manager. We can actually assign those titles as the governance board. We can say these are the roles that we want to add, and then we would look for people to fill those titles, and those may be people who are part of the governance board. So if somebody wants to be a release manager, we would add that release manager title and say that they have to attend the governance boards in order to be the release manager. So it puts with an open source project like Jenkins, where they literally have thousands of people who have contributed, or even like Kubernetes, it's essential. Yeah. But it does help. It helps with forming a more professional open source community. And so that's why we want to do it. And then there's some things that can be sent to the governing board, like do we want to participate in Google season of docs? Like, do we want
Okay.
to, you know, that kind of thing. The other things that they could decide on is, do we want to start, do we want to do some crowdfunding? Do we want to try to raise some money because we want to spend some money in some area?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that a governance board can do, and it just pulls everything together a little tighter.
And also it
formalizes.
helps. Yeah.
Kind of helps formalize things better. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
And also it helps when quick decisions need to be made, that the board can go ahead and handle that instead of trying to get the whole community together and then do like 2 weeks of voting or something like that. It kind of helps move that along, because it's like that's already pre-done, because the community has elected the board, and then the board can make some quick decisions. And it's things like, you know, all of a sudden we make it a spot to open up for cubecon where they're going to give us a trade show booth or something like that. We need to decide whether we want to do that or not. Those type of things that will come up along that happen like that and the board will help just move that along quicker.
Yeah, that's very cool. Makes sense.
And like you said, Sasha, it definitely helps bring the formalization to it. And even right now, if it's just a few people, you know, like the whole Kubernetes board is huge, you know, because they're dealing with so many thousands of people, you know, but for us to get this structure in place, it'll definitely help.
Yeah. I suppose it also help alleviate a bit of the load on both your shoulders.
It eventually will work that way. So as part of the board, like we'll move, and we don't really follow this yet, but you know, there's this whole like graduation class in the GitHub permissions level, you know, where somebody right now, most of you don't have access to do merge a pull request or approve a pull request. But that eventually comes about as part of the whole process, where you get this whole hierarchy of who's who in the Git repos, who can do what, and you move up as you contribute. That's a little bit separate than the board, but that's kind of what ends up happening on these bigger projects. That's where the work is distributed off to other people that will take those responsibilities on down the road.
Okay, that's great. Thanks.
I think I sent that. Let me send that again. Okay, so that's the governance board, and there was something else about. As soon as I get a copy of it, the Mark Waite and Oleg from the Jenkins governance board did a really great presentation at cdCon. Karam and I were really asking them lots of questions about how they've built it. So when that comes around, get recorded, I'll be sure and post it out on Discord. I highly recommend we all watch it. The one thing that I thought was really, really interesting was they create something called a roadmap. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Jenkins release roadmap, maybe. I should have, they shared it. It was, no, that's not it.
Well, just describe what the roadmap is, because we're running.
So the roadmap, what they did was they built this cool looking roadmap that allows you to see all of the new features that they're trying to put in, and
found it. Just adding into the chat.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, take a look at this roadmap. It's kind of cool the way they did it, and none of those have dates assigned to them, so they get done when they get done. And they made it a kind of a conscious decision not to put deadlines on any of these. So what happens is this is the way the community themselves, if somebody wants to take on one of these and get it done and get it pushed out, it can do so. So it's very democratic that the way they've built it out. Now there's a lot of features on this, as you can see, but like they said, some of them may never get done, and they really are at a point where the community makes a decision on what should be moving from, I guess, right to left in this case. So anything on the left side has already been released, and things that are at a preview level and things that they're currently working on. And this is all done in a just a YAML file that you can update and check in. So it's kind of their way of having a project management tool to show all the features that they're working on. But they don't assign any dates to them. I really, really liked this model. I think that we should try copying it when we get a chance. If somebody wants to take that on, that would be great. But these are the kinds of things the governance board gets to work on. So we will, Karam, didn't you think it was interesting? Some of the stuff that they brought up, how they run the open source community?
Definitely, like the having a clear vision, like how to take the project ahead, was definitely a head start for them.
Yes. Yeah. No, so they have a lot of insights that we can learn from, and they know that we're watching. In fact, they kept talking to us because we were asking the questions. So we can always reach out to them as well and get some direction from them. I think that they appreciate the fact that we're acknowledging how much work they've put into the governance level and are going to be happy to help us.
And I would just say that a secret in being successful in this is knowing what to copy and when.
Yeah.
So basically steal smartly. Yes,
exactly. And then the last thing is we are ready to start our podcasts. The doc is out there. The form is out there. If you haven't had a chance to take a look at it, please do. I'm going to go ahead and make that live probably this week or next week. Let me see if I could find it really quick.
Yeah, somebody was asking me about podcasts the other day. I can't remember who it was.
Docs.
And what are the criteria for to a project become graduated?
I don't think we had any. I'm looking.
No, I think it was pretty well open. I think I know there's so many pieces to the podcast that somebody, if you're interested in figuring out like the back end piece, dealing with BuzzFeed and getting things recorded, as well as doing being asking questions as a moderator. There's all sorts of, because it's all new. We have a lot of options on the podcast side.
There is the form. So the form is, I think that's the form. No, that is not the form. Where's the form? How do I get the form?
I don't remember where you hit it.
You had sent a mail for the form, if I'm right.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
I
right.
did,
Yeah.
but now I can't find it when I go to docs. Forms. Okay, I got it. So how I did the form, that's the wrong form. Here we go. Here is the form. So let me just share it really quick and I'll really quick go through it. And I know we're running over, so sorry. Okay, so all I did in this was basically, what would you like to talk about? Did that get changed? Oh. Oh, that's interesting.
You just deleted it. It's gone.
Oh, crap. What did I delete?
I don't remember, but you can go back in the history.
Can I do a Control Z to check it out?
Yeah, see if that'll work.
Thank you. That did work. Okay, so here's the form. I thought I was looking at the form live. I guess I have to.
No,
go
you're
this
in
way.
edit mode.
Okay, so here's the form. The form pot is no longer accepting. Why? Why is it not accepting? Huh. I thought I had this done. Okay, resume collecting. Maybe Siddharth turned it off so nobody could collect from it. Yeah, it looks like he added some stuff. So it looks like there, but in here now is that you select out of the group implementation stories, insights on decomposing a monolith, how your pipeline is changing, new tooling you're using, how you're defining your clusters, coordinating database updates, application updates, and infrastructure changes, insights on your GitOps process, why you're moving to a modern architecture, how your internal culture is shifting, how to fail fast and encourage innovation, strategies for building a diverse community, and then any women who want to speak on any topic. So those are the options that people can select from. What my suggestion is that I want to send this out to the general population and ask some people from the general population to start signing up to do podcasts. And that will make us get our act together because we'll have a podcast to do and we'll just go for it. We already have a Buzzsprout set up, and then we'll get better at doing it. So Syme is not on today, but I know he wanted to help. I know, Sasha, you had talked about it in Karam. So if that is something that you guys are okay with, be sure you look at this. And if there's anything that, yeah, definitely.
I did go look there, and
okay.
I was filling it in, but I don't know if I have just enough time or enough info to do a whole video. I don't know, maybe I do have enough info to do a whole video on my own, but I prefer to do mine. Like, I'm very interested in the GitOps space because it's basically what I'm doing every day at the moment.
Yep.
Migrating various teams from around the world onto our AWS platform that some other teams have built. So I'm part of the migration team, and we work very closely. Obviously, we're like in the middle. Sorry, now I'm talking again, guys. Sorry, but I just wanted to ask.
Well, you'd be a good person to start then, and we could just start on that topic.
And these are not going to be long. They're
I wanted to understand more about what your expectation is around around the topics, and like how long are you looking for them to be? Can they be in a group? Maybe
absolutely. We could do a group. You could do it any way you want. I think we should have it completely free form. If you want to bring your group on to talk about, some of the human pains of GitOps, that would be great. And I hope that you're sending off some requirements to the folks in Australia so they can start seeing. Good.
Steve gave me the link to the doc. Thank you, Steve. And I filled it in. My list is mushroomed, so there's some more I can add.
Yes, please do. Because I know the folks in Australia are craving information around the GitOps problem, so they can make sure that they're addressing it.
Don't tell them I'm South African. Just tell them I'm another Aussie.
Well, it definitely looks like that this form is ready to go. So Sasha, why don't you be the guinea pig, fill the form out, let's see how it flows. And then we'll go ahead and and then go ahead and schedule it, decide on a time. And then we'll have to next week we'll pull it together and figure out how we're going to do our first a podcast, and we'll just get it started just like we did with our our visionary summit, we just went for it. And I think
Yeah.
that's the easiest way to do it.
I think Karam should join me because he's just such a brilliant speaker, and he's just done cdCon, so he's quite a legend now. He's
Karam
famous.
should be the host.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe we can get Simon on too. Simon Karam can be the two hosts, and then you can be the first.
Okay, here we go, guys. I'm filling it in right now.
Great. So that will get us started.
Yeah.
I think Sergio had mentioned that Sasha would be the one and only host.
Oh, I forgive you, even though you support Manchester United.
All right. So I think that is all that we need to cover. So right now, the three important things are getting the service catalog out the door before like September 1st, even though we just said we were going to do deadlines. This one, I think we have to, so we can get it started. The second thing is looking at the governance doc. And the third thing is let's get the podcast started. And if anybody on the call here wants to get involved in the podcast, you are so welcome. And on that, Abhikam, can you just quickly introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Avikam and I'm currently studying BTech at NIT Delhi at my 4th year. So like I also don't have much experience like you guys, but I'm trying to learn a bit of DevOps and cloud right now.
It's okay. We're all doing the same thing. We might have more experience with you, but the best thing about computer science is about every 2 years, we're all beginners.
Yeah, that's
okay, everybody. Thank you. I will. I've taken 7 more minutes than I deserve, so I appreciate the time. And
Tracy, one last question.
Yes.
Like, what are the criteria to be a graduated project? Like, how the CDF community decides if project is a graduate project or not?
I think it's around adoption of the project, and also how much the project has grown over time. So the only one in the CDF that's graduated so far is Jenkins.
Right.
So it's pretty, and from what I remember, like even on the CNCF side with Kubernetes, it took them several years to get everything in place just for Kubernetes to graduate up one level. So there is out there somewhere. I'd have to figure out from where the documentation is, where it talks about the definition for a graduated project. But it's a pretty big lift.
Yeah, we're going to have, in order to get there, we have to have more corporate contributors.
And what is the, sorry, also another question. And what is the benefits once you've graduated?
Nothing.
Nothing. You just you can say that you did. You do get you get a little more attention from the CD Foundation. You might get more money for doing.
I see.
You have a better chance of getting interns or participating in the Google stuff. You get more awards.
Get some more money.
No, that sounds cool.
Yeah, you get more recognition and more love.
I was hoping to get a tie, so just
yes.
Yeah, we'll be when we graduate, everybody will get Ortelius ties to wear to work.
I would love one of those.
That would be hilarious.
Sasha, first get a tattoo.
Oh, that would even be better.
Exactly.
So
that's how we roll, Karan.
On the adoption front, Steve is going to be doing cohorts. One is this afternoon and one is on Thursday morning, and the cohort is to help with adoption. So if you want to go through a whole training, Steve is going to start doing that just in groups so that everybody's working to set things up together. And we'll probably just keep doing this every 4 weeks. So it may be a permanent thing that Steve does for now. And then anybody who wants to be kind of a registered or a certified trainer, we'll have them start taking over a cohort, maybe 1 or 2 a year, something like that. But right now, Steve's going to be doing it. So if that's something you want to do, just
And we're not having any prerequisites, or do they just
No prerequisites. It's just get on the call, and if they haven't signed up yet, you'll have to take them through the sign-up process and get them started.
Got it. Okay.
That's the whole point, is just to, you know, be working with
training
other people.
for Ortelius?
Basically, yeah.
Deploy Hub sponsoring that. We're advertising it through Deploy Hub, but it will be Deploy Hub team, because we'll do it on the SaaS version, which is all Ortelius.
Oh, that's the SaaS version that I just signed up for. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's cool.
Yeah.
I signed up.
Good. Well,
but I've got many accounts at Deploy Hub for some reason.
Well, if there's something going crazy, we should just definitely clean that up.
Yeah, exactly.
This is what I mean. When Sasha breaks things, we learn what we should be doing.
Yeah, I got
a
Sasha.Wharton, a Sasha JW, and now I've got a vested leopard, so I should probably just clean that up a bit.
Yeah, yes, we can get that. We can get that
okay,
cleaned
cool.
up.
Yeah, just putting it out there.
And then there was something else, but now I have forgotten. Which is okay.
Oh, if anybody wants stickers.
Oh, stickers. Thank you. I am sending stickers out. So some of you already asked them. Just email me at here. I'm easy. Tracy at Deploy Hub. Send me your, yeah, Sasha, I sent yours already. Send me your address, and I've got a pile of envelopes, and right here on my desk, and I just get the email, I fill it out, and I stick it in the mail. And we did learn too, and I have to confirm this from the Jenkins Governance Board presentation, that we can make our own swag. And I got to clarify that to make sure. So for example, in India, Siddharth had volunteered to manage the swag. So we could find somebody in India to make the t-shirts, and then we can send them to you a lot easier, because it's like, you know, well, if you do it through the CDF, it's like $27 for the or maybe even more, $40 to ship a t-shirt. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the logo is covered by Creative Commons, right? So anyone is free to use that.
Yes. So if that's the case for all the CDF logos, then we can then we'll, you know, Karam or Siddharth, or we'll bug one of you to find a t-shirt printer in India and just print them there, and have one of you ship them out.
Yeah, we can do that, but we will need some bulk order, because printing a custom t-shirt would require like around 50 or 100 units.
Yep. I wish there was a service in India that we could just connect to the Ortelius website that says, if you're in India, click here, and then you can select it as the swag, you know, from the providers out of India. I don't know why the CNCF doesn't, or the Linux Foundation doesn't do that. Seems like a lot
we can
easier.
do something like, we can print it out and like share the Amazon link. We can sell it on Amazon, if that works.
And I'd like to do other things, like I want to do a frisbee. I think a frisbee, a bright green frisbee with our logo on it would be really fun, because it looks like a flying saucer.
I'll take one of those.
That'd be hilarious. A frisbee would be
cool.
really fun. So we could probably do some of our own swag, and we'll think about that coming up. I'm trying not to do too much over the summer, because we've already got enough on our plate. So maybe in the fall we'll start thinking about how to do our own swag.
Yeah, football club logos for Ortelius would be good.
Yep. But you can get a sticker, and I'll send you stickers. Just shoot me an email, and I will get them out to you, because it's only like $1.20 for me to send you a sticker, and we can do that. Okay, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Bye.
Yes.
Everyone.
Bye.